Hey, how you doing? Making this video for Darren Landis, friend of mine out east. Wanted to see what Brownsville, show his wife what he was looking at when he was down here. A lot of activity down here today. It says 1922. That's when that was built. Hard to believe that this is like only 50 years old and it's like basically empty town. Feel like a tourist carrying this thing around, but you know what? That's okay. But you can see there's a lot of cars coming. It is, after all, 4th of July weekend, and this is the original Route 40, so people just basically pass through. You can just see the old buildings, and they painted these silhouettes of children frolicking in the sunshine, basically, to try to dress it up. Obviously, didn't really work. Now, from what I understood, a lot of these buildings are next to go, but contact on Flickr, Scott Beveridge, told me that they're going to basically leave the facades of a lot of these buildings up. I guess like a giant movie set. This was the Health Mart at one time, about a month ago. There's plans here to put a park. Whether that happens or not, you know, remains to be seen. But walk up. One of the only remaining businesses really down here is this Brownsville Family Pharmacy. Actually, Danielle went there a few weeks ago. She needed some medication, and we were passing through on our way to Pittsburgh, and she stopped in and made a purchase. She said it's pretty cool inside. I was, of course, taking pictures, and I did not go in. Bank building back there, apartments now. There's the street from Maria's Lovers, the DVD I gave you. I'll get a better shot a little bit later. Coming up here, that's the Oddfellows Lodge. There's some sort of business up there, like a kid daycare, creative arts, Market Street Academy, it says. I walked up there a couple weeks ago when she was in the pharmacy. They were having like a daycare up there or whatnot. Side of the bank building. One of my favorite buildings right there. A lot of detail in there. Let's walk up a little bit more. Another view of the building here as I make my way around, like I said. Feel a little bit self-conscious doing this, but you know what? Who cares? So let's stick our camera in there. You can just stick your camera through the cracks and just look. The old townhouse motel sign. Pretty cool sign still. And there's the Union Station there. Now, from what I understand, they're going to save this building. I don't know. I think the paper's pulled away from the wall over there, windows, so we'll go take a look. Ha! Look at this. That bottle's been sitting there 5-6 weeks now. That's my name, Evan Williams. I want to take a picture of that. Probably can't see anything. Put it right up against there. Just a reflection. But that's the inside. I probably can't see anything. I can't see anything. But you can see in there, it's really falling apart inside there. Stately Bank. I dig these old fallout shelter signs. They're everywhere. I push these doors open every time I come down thinking I'll get in. Okay, that's the original Route 40 right there. The nation's road, one of the oldest roads in the nation. This part was deemed too steep, the red brick part, and it was rerouted over to that way where it joins up with the Lane Bain Bridge, built in 1960 as part of the Mon-Fayette Expressway. Empties right into town, so they're building a new bridge, but that's 40 up there. And that's the old 40. There's your townhouse. Great sign. Train station, Union Station. There's a little museum down there we looked at. We didn't go in though. It's pretty cool. A lot of old artwork from Frank Malega. He painted a lot of the area's mining scenes. A lot of traffic today. There's Market Street, the main drag. Inside the museum. Second National Bank, that's the one we noticed with the big hole in the back. Probably, if it's still standing next year in fall, probably go into there. It's really overgrown now. And there's the Monongahela Bank right down there. And here we are around the side of the Union Station. And this is the back side of Brownsville, behind the train station. The remains of the old tracks are here. There's the Roman Catholic Church over there, as seen in the movie Maria's Lovers. The train passes in front of that. Not today, though. They're doing all sorts of track work on that side, so we're not going to see any trains on that side. Hey, but look at this. This is all shaky cam. Sorry about that. I lost my good camera in the ocean last year. I was frolicking around and, well, it got sucked into the water. So I have to use this thing. No image stabilization. This looks like one of the Greer limestone barges. Let me take a picture. Okay, I had to get a picture. Yeah, this looks like, it says Console Energy on the side of the barge there. But this looks like it's hauling sand. I don't see the Greer limestone logo on the front of the barge, so I guess this one's not one of them. This part of Brownsville is actually very nice. And then you got this. Historic Brownsville welcomes you. Another attempt to revitalize. Okay, back in front of the Carts building with all the silhouettes there. Sign of the times, if you can see that. Condemned, these were ancient. But you see that, it's written on the front. That was written on the front of this one about 4 weeks ago. And sure as hell it went. This was an old G.C. Murphy's mosaic. This was a Murphy's building. Nice marble on that. What I find interesting is this part right here. The vent grates have an M on it. It's pretty cool. Attention to detail you're never ever going to see again. And I particularly like this one, the Bush furniture. I don't know if you can see it. I can hardly see it on here. The Bush furniture mosaic, complete with the bush. There's the Inter-County Bridge. We're going to go take a walk on that. And like I was saying, this was the street used in the movie Maria's Lovers, and it's going to take a walk up there. Okay, As you can see here, before we take you up the road, this is an old foundation of a building. And if you watch that movie, Maria's Lovers, this was a building at one time. It was a market, basically. And since gone, of course. And from what my contact Scott on Flickr said, they are in the process of moving or taking this old foundation here down, and the one on the other side where the Health Mart used to be, because right there, you can see it, that's one of the nation's oldest, or if not the oldest, cast iron arch bridge that was made just up there at the foundry where the archaeological dig was. So this is going to be coming down, so I guess they're going to focus on this, because it is relatively, I think it's like 1850 that this bridge was built. Okay, this right here is the house that Maria lived in the movies, Maria's Lovers. It played a fairly significant minor part. It's empty right now. He was waiting for him on this porch when she got home from the date in the beginning of the movie, when he got back from the war, the big one, WW2. And then the scene in the movie, the Jeep, he backs up down the road really fast, and in his Jeep, and he hits that guy's car that comes running out of the shop down there and starts cussing at him. But and from this angle right here, there's her porch. It looks like they added on to it after the movie, because I don't think that part was there, the little corner. It was shot from up here, looking down, and you can see this railing in it when it was all there, and people didn't jack it for scrap. And you can see this same scene in the movie basically right here, but there was a shop that was on the corner that went all the way around. It was a market, and they took that down after the movie. It was right next to the old Murphy building down there. And but when they made that movie in like 82, 83, the town was basically dead anyway, and they gussied it up, if you will. They opened the stores up, and they put lights on, and they made it look like a thriving post-World War II town, which it probably looked like back in the day. But this is just a little piece of interesting from that movie. So if you haven't seen the movie that I burned you, watch it, and you'll see it. It's pretty cool. It's like one of my favorite places. This place is going to be gone soon. So, okay, this scene was pretty much in that movie as well. You can see the Krause's furniture in that movie. It was still there, and it's still open, which is pretty cool. And there's Fiddle's Confectionery. It's open. You might go in, but that also played a role in that movie. They were inside of it. Actually, that Tyler Lawton movie that came out, Abduction or something crazy, something like that, they used it in there as well. So, hey, check it out. Okay, busy barge day today. It's funny, when you were here, we didn't see any. This one snuck up on me. They're surprisingly quiet. I did get a good photograph of it, though. This is from the Intercounty Bridge, looking at all the back sides of these buildings, and if that guy that I was talking to on Flickr was correct, the backs of these buildings are all going to be torn down, basically, and leave the facades to remain. The boat launch, no doubt, was a ferry once. Well, I'm going to call it a day down here in Brownsville, and on the bridge, it's nice and breezy here, but it's like 90. I'm getting some serious sun. There's the Coca-Cola sign right there, with the tree in the way. But I know I sound like a broken record about that Maria's Lovers movie. On one of the ending scenes, when he leaves town in disgust because he can't perform his manly, husbandly duties to Maria, he hops a freight train and heads that-a-way, downriver to a meatpacking plant. But in the movie, he's like maniacal at the end, and he's on top of the train, like screaming deliriously, and you can see that Coca-Cola sign. You know, it's a lot less faded. You know, so it's pretty cool. So watch that movie. Anyway, out of Brownsville, thought I'd stop here and check out this big bridge. This is over 43 where you got off and got on the 2-lane. This is the continuation of 43, part of the Pennsylvania Turnpike system. It's a big bridge. We have it on the blog from only when there was this pier right here up. So this thing didn't take too long to go up, actually, and they say it's going to be open within this month. And right here, there's a little park underneath of it. This is Denbo Vesta 6 Park, Centerville. This was Vesta 6, a mine at one time. You could tell by the flat area. So they reclaimed it and made it a little playground.